Hey guys, and Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, however you guys are spending it. Hope it is being festive and creative as always. Welcome back to Digital Artcast. This episode is being recorded on the 23rd, so just slightly before Christmas, but we'll be going up on Christmas Day. Just to say, I hope you guys are staying safe and are staying, happy, healthy, as much as you can be. There's a double-edged sword with the holidays and the fact that some people will obviously be able to spend it with family and good times and tidings, but others will of course be less fortunate than that. A couple of things I wanted to highlight before we get into the video. But the first thing is, if you guys are feeling down, if you're feeling sad at this time of the year, if you're having any kind of intrusive thoughts or are really struggling with anything to do with, just let's call them bad thoughts. I don't want to, dive into things with people that, might trigger people. But yeah, if you guys are really struggling at this time of the year, there are avenues for help, some of which, can be used internationally, some of which are only, susceptible to the UK. For those in the UK, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, England, you can call the number below that we'll put here. It is for the Samaritans. There should always be someone at the end of the phone, no matter when you call. And they will always be there to talk to you about whatever you're going through, try and help you through it. I've learned in my time on Earth in general that I can only help so many people, and I have to look to some of these bigger institutes for assistance, essentially, letting professionals, do their thing and help people when it's needed. So if you guys are struggling, again, the number will be displayed here. Please call it. It's a free number. You will not be charged for it, and there will always be someone there willing to talk to you about whatever you're going through. On top of that, for Christmas, if you guys want to help, I have also included a link you'll see below for Shelter UK, and they're a charity that are very close to my heart. Shelter actually help people who are homeless, people who are struggling to find a home, who are on the streets for Christmas, because they go kind of, from corner to corner in places, especially like Glasgow and Edinburgh and Scotland, and many other cities across the UK. They will go around and help people who are seeking accommodation. They'll find them accommodation, they'll bring them blankets, food. They'll basically do everything within their power and budget to help people who need it. So if you want to help the podcast this Christmas, if you want to help people in general, I've left a link below. You can donate money to Shelter UK. It can be £5, 10, 100. It's all in aid of helping people who are really struggling this time of the year. I think I'm more bringing it to light this year because of a couple of reasons. The first thing I want to talk about is just the general state of the world. It has been turbulent the last couple of years, but definitely the last 12 months in particular. It has been really difficult. A lot of my friends that I have met over the last couple of years, and I use the word friends a lot, but like people generally, like I know very well, who have been struggling because of the actor strike and the film strikes in general. Regardless of what you view them on or what you think of them within a political view or economical view, people have struggled on every single side of it. Mostly people who work in the film industry, because of course for up to 6 months through the year they could not work, so they will be struggling due to having to dig into their savings or rely on other work that maybe isn't as well paid. I know of people who were pretty well established film artists, so they would work in maybe caution design or environmental design, and they had to go back to packing groceries for a couple of months just to feed their families. So yeah, that's definitely been something that's been in my mind. And of course Shelter has been something that I want to say be a part of. I haven't really involved myself in their work, but I know of their work, and I know people who've worked in Shelter UK and worked especially in the Glasgow offices, and I've always enjoyed the work they do, and I'm really glad there is a charity there to try and help people at this time of the year. God knows we'll need it. The other reason that I'm talking about it is genuinely just because of, the world economics outside of the strikes. Again, especially in the UK, there are more and more people on the streets. There are more and more people being evicted due to not being able to pay their rent. The UK government at the moment, I don't want to get too political on the podcast. I try to keep it light, but then I can't ignore that people are suffering, and I don't think that people in the positions of power they are in the world are doing the right things or making the right decisions. And it's affecting everybody, from AI to the strikes. It has just been a bit of a rough year for everybody. So the hotline, the number, and the charity link are both there to try and at least alleviate some of the pressures, and hopefully it gives people something to aimed towards, you know, if you're struggling and you really need someone to talk to, the hotline is always there and people will talk to you whenever you phone them. Shelter UK also, I know this time of the year they will be going around the streets of Glasgow and Edinburgh and helping people who are homeless or struggling around the street. So yeah, I just wanted to highlight that there, the first couple of minutes of the video, just to talk about that, because again, as much as people will be fortunate and have places to go this year, there will be a lot of people who are maybe not even homeless, but are in a house and maybe in another country, so they're homesick and they aren't really dealing with it well. That's very common in the VFX and games industry because there's so much relocation involved within our industry. So that's something also that the Samaritans can help with. There are also other numbers available, and also if you Google within, you know, search bars and browsers in your country, there probably will be some version of that hotline available to you. And probably a charity as well that deals with homeless people in different countries. Shelter is just one that I know of and have donated myself in the past, and I just enjoy the work they do. I think they do a great job. So yeah, if you want to either talk to someone or you want to help someone, those details will be below in the description. You can get them there and help in whatever way you can, or get help if you need it. Okay, so moving on from that, I'm trying to stay positive. The year has been some success for me, and I have enjoyed aspects of it. Unfortunately, if you watched my last video, you probably found out that I was due to start a new contract at the start of October, literally the day before I had my accident. Again, if you don't know, if you're just catching up now, I had a really bad accident where I fell over, basically. There's no two ways about it. I literally just lost my foot and then I fell really hard, broke my left arm, specifically at my elbow. I had an elbow fracture. It was really, really bad, really intense. And I had to have major surgery on it to basically save my arm. So my thanks go out to my surgeon, Dr. Putty, who, you know, he worked on my arm, you know, for something like 3.5 hours, done an amazing job. The one thing I found that was great was when I woke up from surgery, I was kind of coming to on my hospital bed, and he was sitting on the left hand side of me, and the first thing he said to me was, I couldn't have done a better job. I was already like, fantastic, that's great, you know. I was worried about my arm. I was worried about it when I fell and what the implications would be because the injury was so bad. It seems now that it's going to be almost making a full recovery. I was told that I would basically never have my arm straight again, or I wouldn't be able to extend my arm fully. That is nearly not the case. So if you don't know, your arm, when it's fully extended and it's completely straight, is at 0 degrees. So there is no bend in it. So the best that Dr. Putty thought I was going to get back would be 30 degrees. So my arm would be somewhere like around here. So it would be, you know, it would have a bend in it basically. It was kind of look straight, but it would have a bend. I've now blown past that and I'm at something like 15 degrees. So I've already halved what they thought would be my best estimate. And I've been told if I can keep my physio up, I could get to 0. There's nothing medically stopping me from doing that. It's just that with the typical recovery rate, people tend to only get so many muscles working or so much movement back within their arm. But it's looking like I might already smash that. So that's been fantastic. Honestly, I couldn't have done it without the help of my family and friends. They have been absolutely great in this time. Also, my partner, she's just been an absolute rock through all of this and just great in general. You know, I'm also in a new space. I've actually moved in with my partner, so I'm in a new office space within that home that we're in. So yeah, I've just been getting settled in, getting all my gear set up again, so I can either live stream or podcast or do either or. In general, it's just been a great year, and I can't wait to really start next year and jump into everything I'm hoping to do. The biggest thing is going to be that the podcast is coming back. We are going to be interviewing people again. I took a break for a year. We interviewed Ian, obviously, and I've done 1 or 2 things here and there, but in general, I wasn't putting out the content I was putting out before, where it was an episode every month and we were putting that out regularly. That should be coming back. I should be arranging podcast hosts and guests again. A bunch of things in the works. The majority is that people are coming back to talk to me again and we're going to be doing podcasts, but there is some evolvement of that where I'm hoping to evolve the podcast. I'm hoping to make it better. I'm hoping I can do some extra things in between, maybe some in-person stuff is what we're trying to basically do. So yeah, that might be coming next year. Yeah, that's basically it. There's not a huge amount to talk about. You know, my life hasn't been, I would say, overly interesting, although there is things obviously going on behind the scenes. But I think what I'm trying to do these days is talk less and less about everything I'm doing and just try and give people the cliff notes, because talk about me obviously sharing this and that's great, but I think there's some things I want to keep kind of close to my chest, and I want to try and work on them before I reveal them to the world. So that's the kind of avenue I'm taking now. But yeah, genuinely it was just to talk about the less fortunate people in the world, of course, what's happening with the podcast, and just give you guys a festive greeting. I really hope wherever you are, like I said, you're being happy and healthy and creative. And if not, again, the links are below for people who need them. And yeah, guys, just have a really awesome Christmas and New Year. I will see you guys in 2024. If you have any comments about what you would like to see in the channel or anything you'd like to suggest, please leave it down below. I read every comment. And yeah, that's basically it. I hope again you have a great festive time, and I will speak to you guys later. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from me.